Ha! You're listening to the hottest dubstep of the 1940s. What do you think of that one, Ewan? That little beat, that little number.
The hottest. Yeah, okay. I think you're a fucking idiot, to be honest with you.
I know, but what do you think of the song?
The song?
Yeah, the drop. It was good, wasn't it?
Shut the fucking mouth. It's not even funny.
It's not meant to. It doesn't have to be funny to be funny.
That's a good point, actually.
You
Most
taught
of
me
our
that.
humors revolve around that. Yeah. It doesn't have to be funny to be funny. It doesn't have to make sense to be funny, either.
It doesn't. But people aren't here to laugh. That much is obvious because we're boring. They're here to learn.
They're here to learn the intense political discussion that we get involved in, isn't it?
Because if there's one thing we're well endowed in, it's wisdom. And there is only one thing. Well, speak for yourself, mate.
I will.
But there's been a question that's mystified scholars for countless millennia. What is the most effective way of chirpsing up a bird?
You mean chatting up a lady?
Well, if you want to be a faggot about it, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you say it's mystified scholars, mate, but there's the one like foolproof technique that people have been using for years, mate, and that's the N-word, mate. Negging.
Ugh.
It's all about negging. That negging game. You got to get the negging game right, mate.
Isn't that like a disrespectful thing to do?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like if you want to treat women like objects and just sort of, whatever, degrade them, neg them. And if you're not familiar with negging, it's a backhanded compliment that is made, which makes women, well, it's supposed to make women seek your approval. So it'd be like, whoa, nice shirt. Did it shrink in the wash? That's like your clothes are nice, but you're looking a bit on the larger side, love. And then she's like, oh, he's kind of, I don't know if he's more socially valuable than me. I want his attention.
So you sort of make an attack.
Yeah. On their confidence, breaking them down, making them seek approval from you.
So you lunge in there and you sort of take a dig at their self-esteem to sort of bring them down to your level.
Yeah. No. It's lower than your level, preferably. That's quite hard for you.
Lower than my level?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'd have to say to them?
Call him a cunt.
And the rest.
Walk over to them, you're a cunt, punch him in the head.
That's getting a bit closer. But to bring him below my level, I would have to go up to him and say, you're shit. You're really. I would sooner suck the recalcitrant spunk cells out of my dad's anus than go anywhere near you, you vile troglodyte woman.
And she's like, marry me.
And then me and her would maybe be level pegging.
Speaking about being familiar with negging, if there's one person I've ever met in my whole life that isn't familiar with it, it's you.
We'll break the meta here a bit, but we've discussed this before. This whole negging business is not new to us. But yeah,
well, it's new to you still, mate.
Well, yeah, evidently I'm really shit at it. Like we've genuinely had discussions where without any sort of hint of irony, I've tried to like come up with good ones, and they've not done very well, have they?
Obviously, we aren't neggers. we don't neg. It's ironic when we talk about it, but non-ironically, Jason here struggled to grasp the concept. He can't come up with when he non-ironically tries to come up with one as an example. He just can't do it.
I'll give you some examples. I'll give you some either side of the fence. So here is an ironic neg, which should give you a funny ha-ha. So Ewan, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Right, let's pretend you're a woman at a club, and I've walked up to you.
I'm sitting there. I'm very beautiful.
I've had a couple Bacardi breezes, maybe one too many.
Right.
And I go, hey.
I'm like, oh, hello.
Fuck off, you fuck. Spit in a drink.
I'm like, oh man, this man's so manly and assertive, and I lunge at you immediately. And
with your now crippled self-esteem just whiffing for my attention. Yeah, so that's an ironic one. One that I would genuinely think is good. Ewan, give me some inspiration.
Well, again, mate, it's the whole compliment backhand. It's the sweet combo.
Got any examples for me?
Clothes is a good choice. Always go for the clothes. Like,
Nah, I've got one actually.
Doesn't match your eyes though.
I've got one that digs a little bit deeper. And again, this is without a hint of irony. I genuinely think there might be some ground to this.
There we go.
And I shouldn't laugh because I genuinely think this is quite good. But whenever I mention this to you, you go ballistic. Right, so I go up to the woman and I say, "Wow, that's nice breath. That must have taken a lot of mints."
That's not really.
Nah,
you missed the mark again.
No, I don't think I have, because you said, give him a compliment. Oh, that's nice breath. What a wonderful fragrance. But it must have taken a lot of mints because you look like a munter.
It's closer. No, it is close. I guess it's just a little bit. I don't know. It is like a. It's almost unexplainable. You have to sort of get the feel for it, I think. But like that one is a bit. Again, it's just a weird thing. Like you walk up to them and you sort of assert that the fact that you've smelt their breath immediately. It's a weird thing to compliment anyway. Go up to them and go. I think that's a neg in itself, isn't it? You go up to someone and the only nice thing you can say about them is their breath is nice.
Yeah,
smells nice.
I don't even have to do the next bit. Like, oh, you're nice.
That's a good one actually.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Just
really overtly look him up. Yeah, you really overtly look him up and down, and then go.
Nice breath.
That smells nice.
That's really good. There you see, I'm not too bad at this. What's another one?
Yeah.
Nice glasses, Richard Iowati.
No, that's not. That's a really obscure reference to a TV presenter and personality, Richard Iowati, who wears glasses.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, nice glasses, that nice obstacle meme you got going on there, but you look like a renowned nerd. I suppose that you.
No, that's not a good one.
I suppose you run the risk of them not getting the reference.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, right now, the person listening to this is Googling Richard Iowati's name, really struggling to spell Iowati. They've given. They've given him now. He's the one from IT Crowd, the one that's like kind of feeling the deficit of Brexit. That sort of a person.
What? Because he's brown.
No.
He's Norwegian.
No, he's not.
He is.
Yeah.
Look it up, mate. I'm pretty sure he's Norwegian.
Alright, so we've covered negging. Probably come back to that because I'm still not adept at it. But what is your...
Not at all.
What's your scent of choice?
This is... Okay. I feel that could have been blended a little bit better, but my scent of choice.
As in, when you're chirping up the fucking ladies, mate, what is within your aromatic arsenal? So
we've abandoned... The negging is sort of been abandoned. You're relying on your odour now.
Pheromones, yeah.
People.
If there's one thing losers read about on the net to attract a mate, it's pheromones.
This myth about pheromones.
It's links excite.
Speaking of it, I actually read. I'm pretty sure it was on like a one of those kind of like get rich, get girls kind of money meme kind of websites, like a bit like Mugtown shit. I was just having a fucking meme on one of those, and it said something about like if you have like a pocket handkerchief, that kind of thing, with like the pocket square, whatever it's called. Take that, rub it on your genitals, right? Put it back in again, and like make sure it's all neat, right? You can't like smell anything unless you like have particularly rancid genitals. But apparently the pheromones that are on there will automatically attract women. I was thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? Like that's fucking insane. I don't get it. Like, what could pheromones from your dick don't make women want to talk to you in nightclubs?
I mean, it might.
It's bizarre.
Like, don't knock it till you try it. Think about it from like a scientific point of view.
I'll try it, mate. Next time, I'll just gather up like as much ball sweat as I can, and I'll douse you in it before we go out.
Well, no, that's not really. That's not going to be a very fair, like scientifically valid test because women just run away from me screaming, irrespective of the amount of nut sweat I'm covered in. I've tried a lot. I've tried none. No dice. Screams either way.
Scent of choice, though. Do you mean like aftershave? I take it.
Well, I mean,
cologne.
I was thinking more Lynx Africa, but if you want to be really pretentious, then yeah.
Year 6 PE room. Actually, it's more like probably like year 8-9, isn't it? Lynx Africa.
Yeah, in primary school, no one was wearing deodorant.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, you didn't need to back then.
Yeah, kids didn't perspire.
Sweaty boys, mate. What have I got here? I just got one from like a set for Christmas that you always get when that's the sign of getting old, when you start getting like shower kits. But I've got one from Next, and it's called Edition. There you go, mate. Right? Is that what you wanted?
No. Alright, go on, hit me with your aftershave then. Your cologne.
I just did, mate.
One from Next. You buy your aftershave from Next.
I've got one. I got given one from Next.
Fuck, I don't know who they were, but you should drop them like a fucking bag of shit. That's a slight at you.
It smells nice, mate.
I bet it's really, really overpowering.
It's what?
I bet it's overpowering. I bet it's a really strong one.
It depends how much you put on, doesn't it, you fucking idiot?
Nah, not necessarily.
What do you got there, Mr. Pretentious? Mr. I only wear fucking...
Here it comes. Here comes the pretentious boy. I wear Victor Rolf Spice Bomb. It is the nicest aftershave in the world.
I'll have to have a look at that.
It's the only time women will ever tolerate me.
Feeling gay?
Because it smells that nice. They'll deal with my horrendous personality.
That must smell fucking delicious.
It does. It really does. Just they can huff down some of that. They'll stay within my proximity. It's good though.
And then once it fades, they sort of come out of their trance and they're like, oh no, wait.
What the fuck?
What am I doing talking to you? What have you done? They'll accuse you of spiking their drink.
I think I've given them roofies. Nah, I'm past that. That was a darker time.
You're not out roofing people anymore, mate. Yeah.
Nah, it doesn't look good on your CV.
I mean, I wouldn't write it on there, to be honest.
No, I don't. The police do. You got to put stuff like that on your CV if you've been convicted of it.
So, what do you think the line is with jokes?
Oh, I've thought about this quite a lot because I do try to keep it nice on our numerous podcasts. So you don't want to offend anyone, and if we do offend anyone at any point, I'm genuinely sorry. A lot of the time, you'll have content creators say, "I'm not sorry," because just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. Ha ha! Take that, SJWs. And although they've got a little bit of a point, being offended isn't an objective thing, but still, I have done something, knowingly or otherwise, that has upset someone, and I feel in part responsible for that, and I'm sorry for it. But I think the line is...
I feel like it's understandable to apologise for it, but I mean...
Well, you don't have to, but
you shouldn't do it.
It's just common...
Well, you don't have to.
Common decency, isn't it? It's just like, I've made someone upset, that should bother me, and it does, and I would like them to be happy. I feel remorse for the fact that I've made them feel bad. It's a rare thought.
Being offended is so subjective.
Yeah.
You can't. You'd have to censor what you have to say quite a bit.
a
Especially with our
lot.
sense of humour.
Yeah, a lot.
We wouldn't have anything to talk about.
I know. So what we got to do is go with the flow, but try and keep things away from race, gender. Well, we don't really, do we? I like to think we just do it a little bit more tactfully. Well, actually, I'll tell you what it is.
Have a little bit more taste.
I'll tell you what it is. Whenever we make those sorts of jokes, the people that are the butt of the joke is always the bigot. Every time we make a racial joke or a joke about gender, it's always the bigoted arsehole that's the butt of the joke, not the person who's typically persecuted. So I think that's probably...
That or me, a lot of the time, I've the humour that I really don't find funny is like race humour a lot of the time. Sometimes it's funny, but actually the humour that I really don't find funny is the whole my wife jokes. You just those kinds of things. Like when a comedian comes on and goes like, "Oh, well, me and my wife, we really hate each other." That's the joke. That's the joke. Like, "Oh, I have a really dysfunctional marriage." Get it? My wife's, am I right? And it's like this isn't funny.
Yeah, I know. Well,
maybe it doesn't appeal to me because I'm not married, but I just find it really insufferable when people joke about that. It's just, well, I'd much rather have a younger woman. It's all about. Oh, it's just not funny. I just really hate it.
Well, here's a little bit of insight from little old me. Do you know why that sort of humour is so prevalent, so successful, so common?
I wouldn't even say it's that successful.
Well, it is, because you wouldn't hear it so often if it wasn't successful. People wouldn't fucking bother with it.
No, it's the shit you get on those greeting card Facebook posts where it's like, oh, fucking all the shitty jokes you get where it's like, my wife said it's either me or golf. Guess we'll be on the range on Saturday, and it's like it's just not funny. It's really fucking boring, and you get it on greetings cards and shit. It's just boring as fuck.
It's because.
So why do you think it's successful?
It's because love has been cheapened in this day and age with the cultural pressure that surrounds getting the nut. because that is essentially the holy grail these days. People really lower their standards, and that they'll settle for
Rail full of nut.
They'll settle for someone just because they're attractive, or just because they can, because that's what they think they're meant to do. And it's a real shame that people don't take love a little bit more seriously these days. So you get jokes like that. Food for thought. And now,
maybe that's Jason's thesis.
And now it's time for a game of Who's That Man? I'll put a jingle in there, maybe. I don't know, maybe not.
Yeah.
Ewan, pray tell, who's that man? He's an awful cunt.
What man?
He's an awful cunt.
He's an awful cunt. I know quite a few awful cunts, mate. I go on the internet. Is it Richard Spencer?
Correct! Join us next time on Who's That Man? Jingle. Richard Spencer's a cunt.
He is. He got punched in the head. It was really funny.
Yeah, he did.
I don't care what people say. That was fucking funny.
Yeah, no, it was. It was, morally ambiguous of a thing. It's like, oh, should he have done that? Should we be punched? It was funny, though. It was pretty funny.
They've spun it now where they justify violence again, back and forth. It's people just... It's like... that sort of gave birth to Antifa, I'd say, really. Did you reckon?
Oh, the anti-fascist organisation.
Yeah, that came out of the whole sort of violent left, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a recent thing.
Yeah, that came to light as sort of as the fist made contact with Richard Spencer's fucking dumb big fucking face. That was when Antifa came about.
Yeah.
Also, there's like, I just hate Richard Spencer.
I personally have
supremacist.
Have looked into Antifa on the back of a lot of backlash that they've got, because before I knew what they were, I'd only ever heard bad things about them, because they challenged the status quo, and therefore that comes to the territory. But I was hearing all this bad shit about them, and what I'd assumed immediately when I heard the term Antifa, I thought it was another gender thing, because it's politically charged, and it's not very popular. It's probably a bunch of people that say gender's a social construct and all those other facts that are really annoying to write. But it's not. It's a group of people that are against fascism, which, that thing that Hitler was big into. And people really dislike Antifa. Quite a prominent YouTuber who I'm a big fan of, Lewis Spears, he quite renowned for being
I saw that.
relatively right-wing. Just really hates Antifa. Thinks they're a bunch of retards. I don't think he's
right-wing. I'd just say he has sort of reactionary humour, doesn't he?
Well, it's not just his humour. Some of his genuine...
Reactionary.
No, he's definitely right-wing. Like, he in a lot of his videos, he's come out as thinking that Antifa are a bunch of retards. He regularly makes jokes about... Well, not makes jokes, but actively dislikes the sort of gender-fluid crowd.
I don't think that makes you right-wing, though, because you could still be... It is reactionary, isn't it? Because those are two new things, and I don't know, who cares? But, so what do you think of Antifa, then? I feel like you think positively of them, I take it.
I don't know enough about them. I only did cursory research, but all I know is they're an organisation dedicated to fighting fascism, and I think what's not to like about that?
That's true, yeah, but from what I've seen of them all the time, it's just them going to, like Berkeley, they just turn up in droves wearing all black and bandanas and shit, and they just sort of throw shit at people and just get quite aggressive, and then sort of the alt-right are doing the same thing, just throwing shit around at people and pushing bins over. And
so your criticism of them is basically that they're ineffectual, they don't do anything.
Yeah, I'd say
well,
so.
Neither do we.
Yeah, that's true. But also they just seem quite violent, really. These sort of turn protests into riots.
Well, we do some stuff. We do shoot truth holes through the roof over the airwaves.
We hand out some academic bitch slaps. That's not a thing I've said, by the way. That was ironic. That was Thunderfoot said that, who we all know and love.
Thunder F00T, the boy. The really old, disgusting-looking man that hates women.
Pubic haired, he has like pubic hair for actual hair. It's like really frizzy,
quite
grey, and he has like a ponytail kind of bun thing, and he has a really wide neck as well. A whole awful abrasive voice.
I was going through I go on.
Annoying.
I was going
Carry on,
through
bro.
some of Sargon of Akkad's previous work, if you can call it work.
Mhm.
I certainly wouldn't. But there's this one single time in his career where he's had a debate directly with a feminist, and he came out of it really badly. He came out of it so badly that he himself said, "Oh, I could have done that better," and that's him saying that. So obviously he's going to be really biased. So when I watched it, he got, dare I say it, academically bitch slapped by a feminist, and it was it's a really good watch. And even his fans that like, "Oh, you're so handsome, I love your beard."
That's weird as well. Yeah.
It is weird. Even his fans were like, "Oh, you didn't do very well there, did you?" That was good.
It's because he's not
Got a kick out of that.
like a sociologist or like a philosopher or a thinker.
It's almost as though
It's
he's
just
nothing.
sort of-
It's almost as though he's nothing but an angry man and nothing else.
Exactly. Because they keep going on about like facts. They like to spin around facts a lot that they just and statistics that they just find on the internet. But they don't really engage a lot. Haven't really had an education in it at all. That kind of stuff. They're just sort of people on the internet, which is what we are as well.
Well, no, to be fair,
So
the pair of us are
ignore
genuinely
us.
no. The pair of us are genuinely much better educated on the subject than they are on account of our A levels.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I don't really know the quality. Maybe they have done A levels in it as well. Who knows?
Well, they're Americans, so they haven't, and they didn't graduate anywhere. So, well, actually, Thunderfoot might have, but I don't think Simon Cat has. And if they did, it certainly wasn't in sociology or any related field because they think social sciences are gay, and they've actually made petitions to get rid of them.
Oh, they did, didn't they?
Yeah, they
That
did.
thing where he said get gender studies and all social sciences out of universities, didn't he?
Because it's
Sargon of Akkad
making facts that are saying I'm wrong.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
Yeah, so that just sort of further goes to the point that we are better. I mean, it's not too arrogant to say, because saying that we're better educated than the alt-right is not too high of an accolade to achieve, to be honest. But, yeah.
We
You
talk
got
quite a
any-
lot about the alt-right, don't we?
It's because it plays in my mind, because they are systematically destroying the world. The new resurgence
No
of
one
the
can
right
listen
wing.
to us, mate. The internet is riddled with them. We're going to get called cucks, mate. I'm going to have to kill myself.
If I had a penny for every time I was called a cuck, I would probably be able to. I don't know, have like 7 or 8
I don't think
pence.
I've ever been called a cuck on the internet.
I have
I
a
don't
couple
really
of
talk
times.
to a lot of... Yeah?
Yeah, I go on
A liberal
forums, don't
cuck.
I? So,
Spout your mouth, mate. So we get you fucking lefty.
yeah, lefto, yeah, queer.
Do you see that the Berkeley thing where that man punched a woman in the face?
No,
You see that? You
What's
haven't
that?
heard about that?
no, I don't think so.
Oh, mate, I got a fucking... I don't know all the details, but it's turned to like a massive meme. One of the alt-right like, yeah, woo, fucking punch on the face. But there's this woman, can't remember her name. She went to I think it was Berkeley. She went to Berkeley to join in with the protests as on the side of Antifa. There's a video of it. I don't know if you've seen the video, but basically she gets there and whatever, blah blah blah, and someone's filming this sort of scuffle that's going on, and people start joining in and stuff, and it's getting a bit feisty. And she does sort of try to engage. She kind of jumps in, and she's kind of like looking around and shit. She wants to get involved, and this man that's like twice the size of her just comes out of fucking nowhere and absolutely lamps her right in the fucking face, like bang, just punches her in the face.
Who's fighting
And
the
everyone thought-
anti-fascists?
Fascists.
Oh, yeah, of course. I forgot
But this big
exist.
dude, who's pretty wide set, she was only a little lady, he punches her right in the face. But it was like the scuffle was sort of happening, she was sort of coming up to it, and he came just, quite ironically, from the right, and it was almost like he made a beeline for it. He was like, I want to punch this woman in the face, and he did, hard. Yeah, and the main reaction is, from the alt-right, was like, that was a good thing.
Well, I mean, it doesn't surprise. That's not just the height of hypocrisy. When one of their boys gets punched in the head, they're like, "Oh, well, you could have attacked the content of his argument as opposed to his face. You stupid lefty swagalians don't even know how to debate properly. Just throw punches around like children." And then as soon as a woman gets hit, they're like, "Wait, punch my mum next. She didn't treat me right."
But then not only that, but they set about systematically destroying her identity and defaming her online as well. If they found out that she'd filmed pornography,
Who hasn't?
before, I don't really. Yeah, it's like who hasn't? But
why is that funny?
It's like this because I haven't, you haven't, all of our friends haven't.
Right.
I wouldn't say it's a massively popular thing.
Right. First of all,
but if I had found out someone had done it, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, if you were to get punched in the face at a rally, you deserved it.
Right.
I wouldn't think that you're a bad person for doing that.
You know Perry has.
What?
You know what he's like.
He's filmed. Well, he's been the cinematographer.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
He's been the Bitsky of a film shoot.
I don't know if he's done that. I don't know if he's done some stuff himself, some solo stuff. But you know what he's like.
You reckon?
Back in the day,
defaming
back in
our
his
friend on here.
He won't mind.
Perry's a gentle soul. He wouldn't hurt anybody, and he wouldn't.
Back in the day, he would have done. Back in the day, all the naughty little pictures he was getting. Nah, I can't go any further into this.
This is.
But he has. I have.
This is all satire.
And I know you have.
You have?
Of course I have.
What are you talking about?
Are you defaming me now? Is this a defamation that you're doing on me?
Yeah, because you just defamed Perry.
Stop defaming on me.
Pornography.
Well, it was a joke.
I'm gonna punch you in the head. I'm gonna punch you right in the face.
And then I'm gonna make a funny Pepe meme about it.
Yeah, but the whole
the moral of the story is everyone.
She deserved it.
Oh, what?
Everyone sort of said she deserved it because she sort of wanted to get involved in the sort of the fight that was happening. And also she said on her Facebook post, she posted off a picture of her with like a bandana on. It said on the way to Berkeley. Don't know how it's going to pan out, but I intend to collect 100 Nazi scalps.
Oh dear.
The film Inglourious. And so that was sort of like, yeah, so she was obviously extremely violent and we had to take her out fucking first things first.
Can we get her on? Can we get her on the podcast?
That would be fucking cool, actually, wouldn't it?
Do you think we have enough pull with our 0 subscribers as it stands?
0 subscribers and 0 views, you mean?
0 subscribers, 0 views, 0 relevance beyond that of my ears and your ears. Do you think we have enough influential pull to get her on the cast? What do you think?
Yes, almost definitely.
Same. Alright, we'll tweet. We'll do a Twitter on her. We'll get her with a tweet.
Okay, with a tweet, mate. Tweet and delete.
I genuinely think if she were to listen to some of our work, she'd be interested. Because we, if nothing else, we've got to be like-minded. Quoting Inglourious Basterds and going to an Antifa rally. What a bird.
I'll send you the video of her getting punched because I can't believe I've seen it.
Nah, don't do that. We're in the middle of a thing at the minute. It's very unprofessional.
Sorry, mate.
That's alright.
I didn't realize you were fucking.
But before we went on a tangent about how right-wing people think it's amazing for women to get punched in the head, we were talking about why it is we talk about the alt-right so much, and I would propose that we talk about the alt-right so much because of the resurgence of the right-wing with Brexit. Now, I understand Brexit isn't a right-wing outcome, but a lot of the people that voted for it were, as I'm sure you'll agree, devoutly right-wing reasons.
Yeah.
That sort of the rise in xenophobia that we've seen over the past few years in England. France, need I say more than just the word France?
Over there, isn't there? France. What's her name? Is it Le Pen? That's France.
I don't know. Honestly, their names are bizarre and exotic. Make me both aroused and intimidated. I don't care to remember them.
Is it Le Pen? That's the woman, or is that the man? Because there's two guys at the minute in there, and.
All I know is there's a man one, and he's an absolute right-wing nut job, and he's doing extremely well.
And he has like mental hair as well.
Yeah, well,
that's like I don't know. That's a weird characteristic, isn't it? Mental haircuts. Yeah, it's Le Pen. Marine Le Pen is the French lady, president of the National Front. She's doing pretty well.
What national? That's alarm bells immediately. And then, of course, Donald Trump being elected. The right wing has gone from strength to strength. It's a really bad time in history to be compassionate to people. So I think that is why we talk about it quite so much, because, well, right wing individuals believe that, just to really sort of solidify the point, they believe that global warming is a myth perpetrated by the Chinese.
That might not always be true. You got to remember, there's Is
I mean,
sort of
I'm coming from the direct quotes of Donald Trump, the king of the right wing,
that's one man.
who was
Imagine
who was voted
at least
for by.
there's probably quite a few right wing people who are concerned with global warming.
Well, then they wouldn't vote right wing, would they? Because global warming trumps everything.
Trumps everything.
XD.
Was that on purpose?
No, it wasn't. But genuinely, like, it doesn't matter if you are really passionate about feminism or race relations or economic growth. None of it matters when we're drowning in a boiling sea.
That's
So,
true.
like, if you're right wing, like if you're a self-professed right wing individual, and you think, yeah, I don't really like black people, but global warming's a big. I care about that. Like, well, stop voting for Donald Trump then, because he made the leader of the Environmental Protection Agency a climate change denier, and it's things like that.
There's a definite.
Go on.
There's a definite line between right and alt right though, because I don't think conservative people, right wing people.
But that's the thing. What are you trying to conserve? You're trying to conserve coal and fossil fuels and profit.
That's another thing as well. It's the fact that.
Tell me I'm right, Ewan. You haven't done that in ages.
Right wing people.
Go on.
I don't understand why they wouldn't. Say if you're like just the average. This is hard to sort of explain, but if you're like the average working dude, you're middle class, whatever. You're just a normal guy, and you're right wing, and you think global warming is a myth. You're being told that it's a myth by people way higher up than you. That the only reason they think is a myth is because if they sustain that belief and carry on the way we're going, it'll make them a load of money.
Although you're dead right, the average Joe does not extrapolate that much information. They see Donald Trump say that after all the things he said about Mexicans, and they're like, "Well, he was right about the Mexicans."
Because they're being fed lies.
Yeah.
By people who profit on said lies. Like, there's that chart of how much money people,
congressmen,
congressmen have been paid
directly by fossil fuel companies to come out
he's been paid
publicly
so
and say,
much money. Ted Cruz, how much did Ted Cruz get paid again? I can't remember the figure.
I remember it was
way up there.
I remember it was north
hundreds of thousands.
No, it was north of $1 million. That's all I remember. It was a six-figure sum.
Jeez.
I don't remember what the number was though. I daren't guess because it would make me sad.
But they're putting profits over the top of human life and existence on planet Earth.
Mate, profits over human life. We got the Nestle genocide. We got the Ford cost-benefit analysis. We got the Union Carbide Bhopal disaster. And they're the three that I always mention. I've got a new one. Have you heard about the Bacardi one?
Oh, I haven't. No, what's that?
Now, as much as I like a Bacardi Breezer, Bacardi are some nasty boys. There was
Let's have a listen.
it actually breaks my heart a bit because with the Nestle thing, you don't learn about all the thousands of babies that died. With the Ford thing, you don't hear about the people. But with this one, it's not as macro. It's more micro. It's just one guy that died as a result of corporate tyranny, and I learned quite a lot about him. And he was a black bloke, quite young, and it was his first ever job. It was his first day on his first job, green as grass, and it was as a temp for Bacardi, and it was his job just to be a shit shifter, basically, as most people's first jobs are. You're a body, just do this, do that, fuck that off, clean up. So he comes in, and there's CCTV footage of this, and he's in his high-vis, and the Bacardi plant had a conveyor belt of all the Bacardi Breezers, whatever it was, that would go along the conveyor belt, and it was too fast, and it would cause sometimes the crates to crash together, smash, and it would put alcohol and glass all over the floor. So it would make the conveyor belt sticky, it would slow it down, and it would cause even more problems. So every so often, someone would have to go under the conveyor belt and clean it.
I don't know where this is going.
So, good old... I wish I knew his name. It's almost disrespectful that I don't, and it's probably not much better that I'm just referring to him as Black Bloke. But this guy, as I'm going to continue referring to him, is told, right, go under and fix it. And he goes under and he looks at it, and you can see he's not sure, and he's not an idiot. So rather than going in and trying to impress, he goes, right, I can't do this. He goes back up and he says to the foreman, look, I don't know what I'm doing. And the foreman basically just says, look, get your gloves and get on with it. And he just piles him up and ignores him. And we'll get to why that was later. So he goes back down, he goes to the machine, he starts cleaning it, and then all of a sudden you hear, like a really loud scream. They try to stop the conveyor belt, they can't. The man's crushed and killed. As a result,
oh, fucking way to go.
I think it was 2 metric tons of just alcohol on pallets, just squashing him until he died.
Oh god, that's slow.
It took a while until his guts shot out of his ass like squeezing a tube of toothpaste. And there's a picture of him. It's a selfie he took like 20 minutes before the incident that he sent to his pregnant wife.
Oh fuck me!
It's really heartbreaking, and it all happened because Bacardi, the transnational conglomerate, didn't want to spend the profit to fix that machine. In addition to that, they made sure that their workforce was instilled with fear because they didn't want to stop the conveyor belt to clean it properly, because if they stop the conveyor belt, they slow down production. If they slow down production, it's a hit to the profit. If it's a hit to the profit, then people lose their jobs. So the foreman, it wasn't really his fault because he just didn't want to lose his job. He was like, nah, look, you got to clean it. We can't stop it. Otherwise, I'll have it in the neck. So, yeah. Also, if that's interested anyone, look up, as I said, Union Carbide, Bhopal disaster, Ford cost-benefit analysis, and the Nestle genocide. That's what I coined the term. I'm not sure what it's called.
I've got a new one.
Go ahead.
My own given title is the Coca-Cola Colombian Mercenary.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
This is like, you know, you get the anarcho-capitalist memes.
It's like something out of a graphic novel.
Yeah, like when I read this, I was like, oh, that's a funny ANCAP meme. I wonder where they got this. And it's like, oh no, so this is actually real. So in Colombia, they have, of course, Colombia, where it's poor and impoverished, and they can pay people pittance. They have the most laborious of all sort of jobs. It would be bottling. So these people are in charge of bottling and capping Coke, and then sending it to wherever they needed to. So obviously these people don't have unions. There's no workers' rights. There's no really like protection. They get paid shit. So they came up with the idea, hey, why don't we have workers' unions? You know, that's a good idea. You know, we can protect ourselves in this sort of quite a lawless, you know, regulation-wise, it's quite a lawless kind of state. Coca-Cola didn't like this, obviously. They don't want workers to have rights. They want to carry on the way it is because it's making them the most money. And because it's a really poor country, and poor people are worth less than people with wealth, obviously, they thought, what can we do about this? We're going to hire mercenaries from Colombia's United Self-Defense Force, which is a paramilitary organization, to harass, bully, and murder our workers. And I think 9 people were murdered after sort of interrogation, and they sort of instilled a sense of fear, and not a sense of fear like kind of I don't want to upset someone in case I lose my job. Literally, keep going, don't organize a union, or we'll have you killed by a paramilitary organization. They will literally fucking kill you and murder you with a gun. Yeah, that's what they did. The 9 bottlers died at the hands of the Colombian United Self-Defense Force.
But remember, corporations are not the enemy. Your neighbour is. What if they're brown?
Taste the feeling. Taste that fucking lead.
All this talk about bringing down corporations has made me insatiably horny, so we're going to have to come back to the chatting up women thing.
The chat up women.
Do you want to know my best chat up line?
What is it?
Now, as you know, I was recently gifted a rape alarm.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I got a mate who found out I'm left-wing and therefore immediately jumped to the conclusion I'm a little bitch, so he bought me a rape alarm. Fair enough.
That's quite a funny joke.
It is.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy. But I've utilised this. I still have it. I've gone, tell you what I can do with this. So I went clubbing, and I went out to a woman, and I thought,
oh god, no.
She looks pretty tick. So I went out to her and I gave her the rape alarm and I said, you're going to need this, love.
Right, first of all, you didn't do that.
No, I didn't, but it's funny though, isn't it? It's probably
Didn't you throw the rape alarm in a lake?
yeah, no, I did, but for the sake of the podcast, why are you going to punch holes in the magic of podcasts?
I'm gonna punch a hole in you in a minute, mate.
Right, I'm not going to edit that out. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to edit your minds. You're going to pretend that I did do that because it's funnier that way.
Yeah, sorry, carry on.
Right.
Yeah, you give it to that woman, didn't you? I remember you telling me.
Yeah, no, I did. I went up to her and, oh, you're fit. You're going to need this to keep me off, you love. And I gave her a rape alarm. And she was like, wow. And she swooned. Do women
And she immediately turned it on and you were arrested.
do women still swoon? Is that a thing that they do still?
No, I think that was an old sort of 1930s thing when a man sort of performed some sort of feat and he would wink and they'd go, oh, and they'd put their hands to their forehead and fall back into the arms of their friends.
Why did women have to grow out of that? There's nothing more flattering than a good swoon.
And the good old
I could go for a
swoon.
swoon. If there's any women out there that want to impress
right
me, give us a swoon. Give us your best swoon.
We have to impress them first.
Oh, I mean that's not going to happen.
You got to do you got to joust or something. You got to do or beat someone in the trial by combat.
Or I can neg them.
Dedicate to death.
Neg them to death.
Yeah.
Alright.
Death by negging.
I've got to impress them if I want to get. This will get the ladies swooning, mate. Compliment with the bad thing. I love your voice. Have you got a blocked nose? No. No.
It kind of works, I think. Maybe.
Really? In that case, I have no idea what the line is because I thought that one was way off the mark.
Yeah, I still wouldn't use it. It's kind of a bit disjointed.
All right.
We need to work on
give
this.
me one.
Not
Give me an egg.
Use it, but
of course I will.
Two with voice.
I'm a ladies' man.
You say like You'd say like, oh man, you got a really nice voice. Yeah, nice and gravelly.
Nah, that's far too obtuse.
No, because you make it sound like you like gravelly voices, but obviously she's gonna not like gravelly voices, because women probably don't like having gravelly voices, like me. All right, nice and baritone, baby. I can say anything, mate. I'm joking, of course. I'm not stuck up.
I've got it.
My arse that
I
far.
have the.
You've got it.
I have the ultimate egg.
Go on.
That's a really nice belt, but you probably don't need it.
That's good one. That is actually an egg.
Yes. All right, we've done it. We can put that to bed. I'm a negger now.
Thank God for that.
I'm a negger. With the E.
It's quite. That one's running on the edge, though. That would be like. She might like fucking hit you for that. It's not very.
Well, that's good for me, though, isn't it? That's a result for me. A punch from a woman.
Yeah, you do like getting beat up by women, so yeah, just go around calling them cunts, and maybe just start punching the shit out of you.
That takes a lot of the legwork out of it. It makes it much easier.
Yeah, you don't have to get them home and then explain why you're into it, and then eventually convince her to start beating you up. You can just right there and then, right on the dance floor, just take a real good kicking.
Oh, I should have thought this sooner.
And if you're lucky, mate, and she gets the angle right, a stiletto heel might go right down your urethra.
Well, now we're talking a bit of sounding. Anyways, let's not get too far into my psyche. I've got a fan email here. Someone's emailed in to the show.
Right, okay, sure they have, yeah?
What do you mean?
No, carry on.
No, what's that supposed to mean? What do you mean, sure they have?
That's what I'm saying. I'm positive that they have, because we have loads of views and loads of fans.
Mom, I'm doing a podcast. Leave me alone for a bit. Thank you. Yeah, no.
Was that real?
That was genuinely real. She's just got in from like Glastonbury or something, one of the hippie things. Yeah, no, we got a fan email here. They've emailed in. Well, they tweeted in. It's a tweet. It's one of those Twitter things. I got a Twitter account for Redacted, and we got one. So this one's from @notjason. He asks if we could ascertain any form of economic governance at the cost of an almost unquantifiable level of loss of life due to violent revolution, what would our tipple of choice be?
That's a good question.
Yeah, thank you very much to that our fan. If you would like to send us some emails in, we'll have a Twitter one day, so look forward to that.
Actually, you can send us an email if you like by sending it to officialredactedpodcast@gmail.com. There you go. We actually have. Well, of course, we have a Gmail because we have a YouTube account. That's how it works nowadays. But
oh my god, do we actually have our own email account?
Yeah, we have our own. I had to make.
We've made it. I can't believe it. Our own email. I never thought I'd
You got any questions? Post them. I'm ready and waiting.
Yeah, no.
I just want an email in my inbox, please.
Yeah, but do though. Like, actually do. Otherwise, I'll commit a crime.
I'd love some fan interaction. If you get a bit, I mean, if we get like
one, if we get
3 dedicated fans who listen on a regular basis,
that would be it. We could make these forever. That we just need 3 blokes.
Yeah,
or
just 3 dudes.
Or a bloquette. Yeah. Or neither of those.
Or neither of those things. Somewhere in between. We went outside.
Obviously, we're open to that sort of thing. But yeah, if we get the first fan email we get, we'll do an entire podcast on.
If it's substantial enough. Yeah, if you got any questions, you got any topics you want us to broach, any of that kind of shit, send it in, because we're thin on the ground right now.
Yeah, we're
not very clever.
I mean, we've been talking about... What we've been talking
Negging.
about, well, yeah, like, negging and aftershave. That's how... Like, we're on the 2nd episode, and we're already scraping the bottom of the barrel that much.
Exactly, yeah. So please do.
Please send something,
but,
please. Otherwise I'll commit a violent crime, and I'll blame it on you. Say you did it.
Enough e-begging.
Answer the question.
And back to... Well, I forgot what the question was.
If we could ascertain any form of economic governance, what would it be?
Socialism.
Right, good talk. Okay.
What would yours be?
No, yeah, I agree. That's why there was no...
Okay, cool,
yeah,
done.
Bingo.
What, you a cuck?
What are you, a faggot?
You a socialist cuck, huh?
What are you, a capitalist? Get out of here.
Oh, man. You have to make a different a line between capitalism and free market capitalism.
No, yeah, no,
capitalism...
Yeah, that is definitely the case, because like, things weren't too bad before the 80s. They weren't great, but much more...
but back in my radical youth, it was like, destroy capitalism. I mean, still say that as a blanket term, but when you think about it, you do just like having nice things, you know?
Yeah, but
and sometimes I might want to start my own company. I want to sell my own wares.
I take issue with that, because socialism would take away all that. You like people in the modern...
that's why I want socialism, not communism. You know. And here's what I want to say. Right?
Go on.
This is a big thing. Talking about politics again. We're dwelling on politics too much. We need to get more fun. But,
nah, people don't come here for fun.
So,
people don't come in.
You have the 2 extremes. You have fascism and communism. Yeah. And both are bad, pretty much. You know. Well,
communism just means sharing, mate. It means giving people stuff. All right.
Exactly. That's the thing. What they mean and what happens is 2 different things.
Yeah. What does capitalism mean? It genuinely means taking away from people to give to others.
So yeah, I guess. But
one of them you tell kids to do in the playground.
The thing is,
you arrest people for.
Fascism is born out of an inherent evil. It's just the idea. We're just talking ideas, not practice. So it's some people are better than other people inherently.
Yep.
That's just bad. That's all you need to say, really. That's just a bad thing.
I know, but when you look at people like Charlie, you think they might have had a point. That one was for you, Charlie. Anyways, Karen.
But communism, as an idea, not a practice, is born out of an inherent good.
I would agree.
It's about sharing, everyone being equal. Whether or not that works is completely up for debate.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah, it's not exactly clear cut.
But idea-wise, born out of a good thing, and fascism is born out of pure evil.
And before the right wingers to go, oh yeah, but communism's never worked. It's shit. Haha. That's because there's never been democratic communism. It's always been a dictatorship. It's always been some angry Russian bloke telling people what to do, or it's been an angry Asian bloke telling people what to do. So if we have a nice democratic version, might go on a bit better.
Or an angry South American man telling you what to do.
Yeah, all that. But they're basically Australian anyways, isn't they, mate?
What?
You know what I mean.
You right there, mate? You got a bit of the cans?
Big C.
You just call me?
Yeah, no, I did, didn't I? Give me your opinions on this snap election, which is basically just a complete bitch slap, and an academic bitch slap at that, in the face of democracy.
How's that?
Well, because Theresa May has seen an opportunity, because at the present moment in time she knows for a fact that she'll be winning, and it's gone, yeah, alright, strike while the iron's hot, because she gets to do that.
Yeah, bag myself like an extra sort of... It's like this has sort of been like a year's bonus on top of the 5.
Yeah, basically.
It's like she's looking at her watch and it's like 4 years, 365 days and 1 second, and it's like, oh, and okay, quick snap election, and it's they get.
While Jeremy Corbyn's got that 2-page spread in the Sun, which just has the words "he is a cunt" in a massive font, and the entire populace, whenever they hear the word Jeremy Corbyn, all would go and hock up a loogie into a child's face.
Oh man,
poor Jeremy Corbyn.
The world, I just think the politics are a mess.
I think the world's a mess,
really
and the only way
are.
it can be cleansed is with fire.
With burning fire.
Of the
surface
jihad.
is nothing but glass.
Do you reckon we'd suit a caliphate? Do you reckon we'd get on well?
I reckon we'd give it a good go. When we get enough fans, mate, we'll put it to the test. We'll see if we can start an Islamic caliphate.
That's it. We've done it.
That's our only goal. On Patreon, our stretch goal will be $1,000 a month or more. We'll instill a caliphate across the entire world.
And for the individuals, if you pledge $500 a month, then we'll give you enough C4 to detonate yourself in the
we'll give
name
you
of our
like a
caliphate.
special sort of. You can be our I don't know.
But last episode we were like, well, what should be the collective noun for our fans? Like, we can't have nomies because that's taken. We can't have bros because that's taken. So, what's the collective noun for the caliphate? Yeah.
I don't know. That's quite a difficult one.
Just the jihadis.
Jihadis. That's quite a good one. The sheikhs.
Yeah.
That's like an Islamic.
I don't necessarily want it to pertain exclusively to.
I think a sheikh actually. A sheikh or a sheikh is one of the ones who sing the call to prayer.
The milk sheiks.
The milk sheiks.
All right, those of you listening, you're now a milk sheik. That is your collective noun. Put it in your CV.
Convert to
brag
Islam
about it.
Post haste.
The Islam thing isn't mandatory, but keep it in mind.
You sort of need to be Islamic to be a member of an Islamic caliphate.
Yeah, but they're not. They're a member of the milk sheiks. I'm glad we covered that. I'm glad because we couldn't think of it in the last episode.
Was it about the nomies?
No. Genuinely, be quiet. I do not want to give that any time whatsoever. Let's continue.
If you're looking for some great YouTube content, check out.
I'm gonna believe it.
Check out on YouTube. Real good content. You love the guy. What character, huh?
I swear to God, I am admitting that because he does not deserve the time of day. And those you listening now.
No, because they'll go there and realise he's a cringy piece of shit.
Well, I know they will, but they don't need that in their life.
Who has terrible music taste. Right, you can do what you want. You can admit.
And those of you listening, they're like, "Oh, I want to hear that." Trust me, you didn't, because it's not. It's
go on my Twitter, mate. I'll put it on there. All right,
it's not even so bad that it's interesting to look at. It's just shit, boring, and dumb and gay.
If you want something that's so bad that's interesting to look at, check out the official DJ Steve Crosby. All right, because he's got.
Now that one is not getting believed.
No, not at all. In fact, in one of his videos, I'm in it.
Yeah, you are. Your face as well. So if you're curious.
Yeah. I sent him a picture saying this is me, and
he pretended like he hacked into your social media to get the picture.
Yeah, basically we're being a bit nasty to him.
Not we.
You aren't nasty to him. I was being a bit nasty to him because he's a bit of an autistic pleb, bit of a master speng, in my opinion. Mine was a bit more jovial, my comments. A few people that I know who were also taking piss out of him. They're a bit too far sometimes.
They went above and beyond their protocol. They gave him the buy one get one free. They went ballistic. It was really horrible. Like I genuinely quite like Stephen Crosby. Like I know he's a bit.
I quite like.
I know he's a little bit cringy, but he's genuinely a really sweet guy, and I applaud the effort he's put in. And the fact that he kept making videos for so long despite the abuse, I wouldn't have done that.
He's still going.
Well, yeah, exactly. So he's definitely got.
He has disabled his comments now, which is like he should have done a long time ago. A little bit of me do believe he does quite like the whole kind of the drama that gets created by it. I think he feeds off it a little bit. He's kind of into it.
I don't doubt that. That's probably almost certainly the case. But yeah, you'd say it's.
Yeah, Steve Crosby. You check him out if you want. Go subscribe because he deserves it.
He really does. He's a diamond geezer.
After what we've done.
Yeah, after everything we put him. Well, after everything you and your weird little windmill friends put him through.
But so basically, he just does vlogs, but he's just a really ordinary guy. Little bit spangy.
Well, he's not that ordinary. You wouldn't need a bodkin arrow to pierce his thick hide.
No, you're being horrible too.
Oh, I know, but yeah, you're right. No, like I said, the genuine of it is I do like him, and everyone was always like saying comments like you look like you've stuck your head in a deep fat fryer.
That was me.
I know that was you. And all these horrible things. And I a couple of times definitely commented saying that's a really nice video, mate. Well done. I'd like it. Just keep his motivations up.
But yeah, I've developed quite a relationship with old Stephen Crosby.
By which you mean you send him heinous amounts of pornography.
Where he did like a video where he revealed the trolls. He was responding to the trolls, and I think he'd found no, what was happening is everyone was posting joke pictures saying like, "Oh, this is me. I'm the troll. You know, expose me, whatever."
And it'd be pictures of like Dave OG.
Yeah, and then I thought it'd be funny to do it and actually post a picture of me, and that's what I did. And he featured it in his video, and he was acting like he's sort of like through subterfuge and hacking, he'd sort of got this picture, and he's like, "I've found the troll," and it's like yeah, of course you did. I sent you the picture on. I linked it to you, Steve.
Yeah.
But it was me with a hat on that I stuck a piece of paper that said "certified cuck" on it, which is quite applicable seeing as I'm left wing.
Are you though? Are you left wing, or are you really a right wing arsehole?
I feel like this is.
Does it feel like there's a hint of truth in my voice?
I feel like this has been playing on my mind, hasn't it?
No, of course it hasn't.
Because my opinions slightly deviate from yours at times, and that makes me
a terrible thing. Nah, there's only one fascist, and that's Corey. I think we can all agree on that.
I don't think Corey's a fascist.
Well, what he said about there being sort of varying degrees of esteem on human life, depending on how rich they are, is fascism.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you. All right, and now we don't need to talk about that anymore. But no, jokes aside, I understand that you're not at all right wing. You're just slightly more centrist than I am, and that's perfectly acceptable. As a matter of fact, a certain level of intellectual esteem goes along with that because it just means you're slightly less on the bandwagon than I am, I suppose. Because so many of my beliefs are left wing, it does make me worry a little bit. I'm right wing about some stuff.
What stuff are you right wing about, mate?
I don't want to talk about it because it makes me come across as a really bad person.
Go on, mate. You can't just not say because you're a bad person. What do you think? What's your most right-wing belief?
I really dislike sexual promiscuity.
Yeah?
I think it's wrong.
There you go.
In men and women, not just women. Just in general, I think it's a bad thing.
Dislike...
Fucking hell, Ewan, what an awful thing to say! No, I'm joking, I added this in post, here's what he actually said.
Mass immigration. But that's people think they assume that makes me right wing, but it's actually quite a left wing stance I take on it. A classical left wing.
What, to not want immigrants? How's that left wing? Do tell.
No, mass immigration.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Okay, buckle up. All right. So what happens is people from poorer countries who have poor infrastructure are drawn to the UK with promises of sort of like wealth and sort of Western values of big house, big car, that kind of
Agreed.
shit.
They've bought the same lies we have.
Yep, exactly. But what happens is it's also quite. This is gonna take ages because it's really interrelated with tax and taxation.
Mate, this is a podcast. It's gonna take ages, mate. The only complaints I ever get about our podcast are they're too short. Fucking kick it in the dick.
Right. Okay. So there's two things here. There's taxation of the poor and there's immigrants. So what happens? First of all, taxation in the UK. If you earn under 10 grand a year, you don't pay any income tax, which is fair enough. Or is it? Because what happens then is you'll notice that there's a lot more poor people than are rich, and the really rich aren't paying the taxes anyway, and neither are the really poor. And there's quite a lot of poor people under that 10 grand mark, people on their own sort of living off the state, on social security and benefits and things, because they just can't find work. And what happens is mass immigration from these countries creates a lull, a big sort of very open resource of extremely cheap labour. And it makes workers really, really interchangeable. Like if you're like, I don't like working here because it doesn't pay me enough, you know, as sort of like a person who lives in this country, because you're used to a certain standard of living, you're like, I don't want to work here. You're like, fine, don't work here. We'll get someone from overseas who has lived in a poorer country than this, who's willing to come over here or already is here, and they're willing to do this shit work for the same shit pay. And it just creates a lot of sort of like really, really cheap labour. And the more cheap labour you create and the more poor people you create, the less people pay tax. And that means the people services like the NHS receive less money but have to service more people. And it just sort of, I mean, and the fact is they come here and they're not receiving a better like way of life than they have back home anyway, because it's all just fucking lies.
Yeah, no, I at the risk of sounding like a dribbling retard, I do agree with you. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I do agree with you. Just my argument is, like, right now that is the case, and I agree. But we should strive for a society where we can economically accommodate other human beings.
Of course.
Yeah. But no, I'm pretty much on the same page. So how do you feel about sexual promiscuity then?
It's a really difficult one.
It is, but I am quite right wing and pretty conservative about it, because I think anyone that is sexually promiscuous is a disgusting troglodyte. Horrible.
Yeah, because I don't really. It's hard to quantify the distinction. I don't see it personally. Between sort of the sexual liberation kind of thing and just promiscuity.
Well, you can sexually liberate yourself with one person, can't you?
I guess you can. Yeah. It's difficult. It is difficult because at one half promiscuity is you're just being liberal about it, and everything's open, and you're enjoying someone else's intimate company. They're enjoying yours. And it's almost sort of innocent in that kind of way, even though it is sort of almost a demonized act.
Well, I mean, all right, that's.
And the sexual liberation believes that it shouldn't be. It's a natural process, and it's an enjoyable process, and people should have it with each other whenever they want, with whoever they please, as long as it's consensual. And then the promiscuity comes from the fact that doing this and having lots of sex makes you a bad person or something.
Well, that's the fluffy side of it. That's a good bit of it. But I'm going to use the word that I use, the O word, right? You'll pick out immediately. But I think that promiscuity is an objectively negative thing, because the clues are there.
Right.
It promotes the spread of venereal disease. Can we argue with that, or is that a fact?
Well, carried out incorrectly, if you use adequate protection.
Yeah, but
if you take actual precautions.
Yeah, but only faggots use Johnny's, mate. Come on.
Who's got time for that?
Come on. But yeah.
Right, carry on, with your point.
And not only is it a disease of the genitals, it's also a disease of the heart, I believe. Because it can upset a lot of people, not just the people involved, but people that are in love with the people that are involved, and it's just, there's a lot of issues arise from dipping your wick hither and thither, don't you think?
What, you don't want to go with a lot of mileage, is that what you're saying?
Excuse me?
You don't want to go with a lot of mileage?
No. Oh, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying polygamy is the work of the devil.
Right.
Alright, so we completely disagree then.
I'm not going to completely disagree with you, but I think it's definitely more of a blurred line. You just said it's an objective fact.
That is bad.
I don't think anything's an objective fact. I'm a little bit nihilist.
Well, I'll do a little bit of research by gonorrhea, mate, and then we'll have a chat, alright?
I've never received gonorrhea, though.
Neither
have
have I.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What are you trying to say? Yeah, exact proof.
I'm like the opposite of promiscuous.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Never had gonorrhea. There you go. See, I should be a scientist. Anyways,
you should be.
What have you got to say?
About what?
I don't know, something. Think of something quick, or I'm gonna have to edit this bit.
You're probably gonna have to edit this bit, mate.
Edited. There you go. Brilliant. Well done. I hope you're proud of yourself. I've got to put that little sound effect in now.
This is a hypothetical one because you don't eat these kinds of food, but you're at a party, right?
I'm at a party. This is very easy to envisage because I'm a very sociable man, a social butterfly. I've been called.
But there's food on the table. You know, there's a thing of crisps and there's some dip.
Disgusting.
Take a crisp.
Disgusting.
Yeah. He doesn't eat carbs or dip because he's a bit of a faggot.
Or crisps because I have self-respect.
Yep. Okay. Whatever. But you pick up a crisp. This is hypothetical. You've enjoyed crisps. They taste nice. You've enjoyed them, yeah? Before?
No, never in my life. I've always resented them from birth to death, and that is not a joke.
Why am I friends
Ask
with you?
Perry. Perry, like, when I was a kid, I had an actual thing about them, and Perry will attest to this because he was like, that was my shtick, is that I hated crisps because they're a really pungent.
What kind of kid hates crisps?
They have a pungent odor, right? They smell really badly.
Oh yeah, you do get weird about that.
You know I do.
Yeah,
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
remember?
I do know.
Remember in the car in London?
You know, I tried to eat some Doritos and you almost fucking threw up and refused to get in the car.
No, not Doritos. I can be a man.
Pringles.
I can be a man about Doritos.
No, it was
sour.
Both, mate. It was both.
It was sour cream. Don't think I forgot. It was sour cream Pringles, mate.
And it was the Doritos though, because I was like, fine, I'll have these instead, because it was a long trip and I prepared adequately, and I opened those and started eating them, and you had the same reaction, and I had to stop.
You did.
Oh, you did manage to put up with the other ones longer, but you still started freaking out about it and going.
It's because you took ages. It's because you took so long. You took so long. To eat them. I was holding my breath for as long as I could. And I was going blue. I was actually dying.
An oxygen tank at the front.
And you just.
Well, I was going to ask then. You pick up a crisp. What's your dip of choice? I just want to know what dip of choice you had, but obviously you don't have one.
I do actually. It's hummus. I use carrots.
That's a good dip.
Carrots.
Yeah, but you don't dip a crisp in hummus. You dip a bit of cucumber or a bit of pepper or a bit of fucking.
Right, well now you're speaking my language because I eat all of those things because they're vegetables and they're nice and they're good for you and they aren't inconsiderate to eat in a small area because they don't smell. You bastard.
All right, fine. You're at a vegan fucking party. There's
much more like
a slice of cucumber, a slice of carrot, and a slice of red pepper. What do you dip in your hummus?
A slice of severed human head.
Right, okay, but what do you actually choose out of those three? What's your favourite?
Once upon a time I would have said carrots because any sane human being would say carrots, but carrots are actually surprisingly high in carbohydrates. They're 11 grams of carbohydrates for every 100 grams of carrot, which is nearly as bad as potato because potatoes are 17 grams. So
it's probably a root vegetable.
Yeah, well, exactly. So I'd probably say cucumber because that's basically just water.
I'd say cucumber as well, just because I like the taste.
I've never known someone to like cucumber. I don't know many people that tolerate it.
But my dip of choice with a crisp would probably be salsa or sour cream, which you hate, and I still don't know why because you refuse to tell me.
Well, I will tell you about it.
I'll tell you about
the sour cream thing, but I can't waste it on Redacted. It's a bombshell. It's going to shock the world. It's going to shake the very foundations of human consciousness.
Am I going to be hashtag shook when I hear it?
It's going to be hashtag sour cream. It's going to propel us into stardom, and we'll never work a day in our lives because
everyone's going to be talking about
I'll enlighten the peons about the dangers of sour cream. I've got a TED talk.
And why you hate it so much. I have been waiting probably about 6 months to hear about why you hate sour cream.
Definitely longer than that.
Because I forget about it and I'll see some sour cream or I'll mention it and I'm thinking, Jason hates it.
He does.
I don't know why.
Doesn't he just? Yeah, well...
This hype, you cannot admit now that whatever the reason you hate, I don't want to know the reason, but just admit the reason will not blow me away. It can, after 6 plus months of waiting.
I promise you, when I tell you about it, you'll never eat sour cream again. I promise you. It's that bad.
It better be like a childhood trauma story of how something happened in a sour cream factory or something and you almost died.
I'm not talking about it anymore.
Not just how bad it is for you. If it's like, oh, it's because sour cream is this bad for you and it's made this way, I will fucking come around your house and throttle you.
No, it's not. I'm a lot of things. I'm not underwhelming. I'll deliver with this. And those of you listen to this are like, oh, I really want to know what he's on about. Just listen to the Spice Boys podcast. It's like this, but better, and with more people.
With more people.
But granted, those people are a bit more boring, but you know they do bring some in.
It's got your two fan favourites, obviously me and LJ's.
Yeah, it's got us, but then there's some others. They're all right, but yeah, have a listen to that, and hopefully your ancestors will be able to hear the net. Sorry, your what is it? What's the word I'm thinking of? Descendants. Your descendants will maybe be able to have a listen to episode 2. It's really taken a while to get everyone together.
Well, we're gonna do it. We'll do it tomorrow, mate. So it'll probably be out by the time.
But Corey's in
to
prison.
this.
Perry will be asleep because he's nocturnal, and me and you will do another episode of Redacted.
That's always why I started doing these, is because it's
It's
just...
because Perry's nocturnal because he works nights now, and Corey's in prison a lot.
Yeah, okay.
And we could have Charlie, but come on,
Yeah, but let's be real.
let's be real a minute. Now we quite like Charlie, don't we? For all the shit we give him, he's alright.
He's good. I like Charlie.
Makes me
boy.
laugh. He's tall as well. Got to give him that. Yeah.
He's tall. Taller than everyone else. He keeps the averages up of the group.
Yeah. Only reason we keep him around.
Obviously, I'm 6 foot something. Obviously,
yeah.
Can you not tell by the sound of me?
Can you not tell by the sound of my voice that I'm
not
7'7"? I'm not man. I'm not 5'9".
I'm not.
God, stop saying.
Are you actually 5'9"?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
I'm gonna measure my. I'm gonna stand up against you, mate. Next time we meet
you can.
I will then.
I remember the first time I saw you. Do you know why I remember? Because it was through binoculars.
No, it was through the plate glass window of a Costa outside.
Oh, that is actually the most romantic moment of my life. The first time I laid eyes on you. I knew you for all those years, and then
I didn't even have. It was weird because this sounds proper gay, but I knew. I'd never seen you before, but I almost recognised you. I was like, I bet that's him, and it was.
How?
I was like looking at it, and I was like, I don't know. I was like,
it's almost.
That's Jason.
It's almost as if there's more to reality than science can currently comprehend, and it's almost as though that we're connected to the source of all knowledge. And because there was such a palpable spiritual connection between us because of our years of friendship, you could just tell who I was because I was your Nephilim brother. It's almost as if that's the case.
The source, and that source being sour cream, obviously.
Or it's because you just thought that guy looks like a nasally little faggot, and then sure
that guy looks proper fucking gay. He's really alternative and hippy dippy. I reckon that's Jason. Oh, it is. What a cunt.
Yeah, you can spot me coming a fucking.
Yeah, that was the first time we ever met. How long were we friends? I reckon before.
First time I ever met you, Perry got you into a Skype call, and there was a kid called Rex. Was that his name?
Yeah, Rex was an old friend.
Yeah, and I was playing DayZ standalone like as soon as it came out. So this was 2013. I met you last year in 2016. So we know each other for just under 3 years, I think.
It feels way longer than that.
It does, doesn't it? It's because I'm boring to be around. Time really drags.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. I felt like I know you too long.
Was that you coughing then?
Yeah.
It was weird. The audio sounded really strange. It was like there's someone else in the call.
Yeah, that's weird. It's like fucking freaking me out now, mate. Get all scared.
Yeah, Kevin. But yeah, let's say that Costa. Anyone that's ever been to Southampton Central train station, just outside of it, there's a Costa. Now, if ever this hits the big time, we get a couple thousand views per video, there might actually be someone one day who has heard this podcast, and they'll be at Southampton Central, and they'll go outside those sliding doors, and they'll see that Costa, and that'll be where we met. So we make
for the first time, all romantic.
So we met Corey as well.
For a wicked cool night out.
I knew Corey immediately when I saw him. To be fair, I'd never seen him before, but I knew him straight away just because of how slender he was and the fact he was wearing a waistcoat.
He was wearing a waistcoat, wasn't he? That was a bit. Yeah, he did take it off. Actually, he replaced it with a hoodie that he bought, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But I'm not even going to take the piss. I have a penchant for waistcoats. I really like waistcoats, and I thought he looked dead smart in it. There's nothing like a good waistcoat.
I've never worn a waistcoat.
Well, you're missing out, mate. You're missing out on one of life's few pleasures.
I wouldn't wear it out bar hopping for a start.
You know me, I'll wear anything out bar hopping.
You do, yeah.
I get creative. That's the thing about men, I find. Not very creative with their dress sense. It's always just normal jeans and a t-shirt.
You should get really avant-garde with your dress sense.
I do.
Get really fucking alternative.
I do make an effort.
Really, I mean, like extra from Fifth Element. Like Blade Runner.
Yeah, then I'll get mugged. You do have to toe a line. If you stick out too much, then you actually put yourself in some sort of significant level of danger.
It's worth it for the fashion.
But I wear skinny jeans that are 2 sizes too small for me because I've got a really nice little tush, and I wear low-cut shirts. I wear my japamalas. For those of you that don't know, a japamala isn't something you dip in sweet and sour sauce. A japamala is another way of saying prayer beads. It does, doesn't it? Oh, I'll have Chinese chicken balls and some japamalas, please. Oi oi. Yeah, that's the best thing about British cuisine is Chinese food. It is like
I'm a big fan of Japanese food.
Japanese food. The thing about the Japanese,
Healthiest cuisine in the world.
it's not though, is it? 'Cause they don't cook it.
Well, I mean, they're the healthiest people in the world. Apparently, the Mediterranean diet is probably the best for you, but like, the Japanese cuisine isn't too far because they are the healthiest people on the planet.
That's just because they're all Buddhist, and Buddhist people are the best people. So.
But they're also the shortest. So
Shit. Shit. Health or height? You know it's height every time. Because as we know, if you're a man under 6 foot, you are going to die alone and miserable.
You got to commit, really.
Why is that? Why do women covet height so much, do we think?
I think men covet height.
No, I'm sorry, they don't. I've had these discussions, women can own it. Like, I already told you, but I never mentioned this on the cast, that I've got a gal pal who met this guy, Italian bloke. She, like, I ain't gay or anything. Oh, I'm not gay, I'm not.
I'm not. Stop saying I am, because I'm not.
I'm not. Anyways, he's a handsome fella. He really was. And he drove a nice car. He had his own job in marketing. He was minted. And he had like tens of thousands of Instagram followers. He was a catch. And this girl wouldn't go out with him because he was 5'6".
That's quite short, though.
5'6"?
5'7". It's a joke.
Like
right melter, mate.
Like British average is 5'9", so he's only 3 inches shorter than the average. But he's got everything else going for him.
How tall is she?
She was shorter than him. She was 5'4".
That's fine.
Yeah, but do you remember what I told you her argument was for not going out with him?
What was it?
Couldn't wear heels anymore. Couldn't wear heels out.
Oh yeah. I am a little bit like, if my girlfriend was taller than me, well, she wouldn't be for a start, because I'd feel weird in that situation.
I wouldn't. I'll take anyone. If you're listening.
Yeah, you will, but I don't know. It's like a weird power dynamic.
Yeah, no, of course, that makes sense. In fact, if we think about it, you would want someone smaller. I would want someone bigger than me, wouldn't I? someone that really packs a punch.
Some real weight behind them. Your dream girl is Ronda Rousey. Fucking
just to kick the shit out of me until I die.
You should probably clarify that you don't actually like getting kicked the shit out of by women. Unless you do, and I just don't know that about you.
Nah, no comment.
Okay,
I like to mix it up just to keep you guessing.
Mix it up. 1 minute you're slapping them around, and it's like, okay, now do me.
that much is the truth. I don't think I'd ever hit a woman unless they were begging for it. Like, you gotta hit me right now, or I'll leave you. I'll be like, oh, fine. And I'll cry. And I'll give them a timid little slap, and they're like, you're a bitch. I'm like, I know.
Has this happened before? This sounds like a retelling.
No, women don't touch me.
That's true.
But yeah, basically, if you're a small bloke, doesn't matter how rich you are, doesn't matter how ripped you are, doesn't matter how good of a personality you have, doesn't matter how intelligent you are, doesn't matter how good of a job you have, doesn't matter how nice a house you have, women hate you.
I don't think that's true. I think you're demonizing women for your own shortcomings, quite literally. Short.
Every woman I've ever known, every woman I've ever known has always mentioned height as being like a big deal. Like, whenever a man thinks about a beautiful woman, it's like, oh, she has wonderful eyes, a trim figure, beautiful face, lovely hair. But with women, it's like, oh, he's handsome, he's muscular, he's tall, no, sorry, what was that?
And that's when you get triggered. It's the microaggression. He said,
because
it's tall, dark, and handsome, isn't it?
Because if
you're white, get out as well, because dark.
No, that means dark. They mean hair. They mean dark hair.
I'm joking.
They mean dark hair, Ewan. Like mine, like my pitch black hair.
You do have very dark hair.
Bizarrely so. Whenever,
yeah, actually thinking about it now, you have like black hair.
Whenever I go for a haircut with a new hairdresser, every single time in my life they've gone, "God, you got dark hair." I've got weird hair, like really dark.
The more I think about it, yeah, the more I've known, you do have really.
Yeah.
It's not even brown, is it?
No, it's pitch black. It's like jet black. It's like looking into the void.
It's like raven feathers.
I am Raven boy. I'm part Raven.
What colour are your eyes?
Good question. They change. Right now they're a wonderful turquoisey blue, mostly blue, bit of green in there. The shirt.
Yeah, mine.
The shirt
seem to.
Shirt I'm wearing is really bringing them out.
Very nice. But I've been told by numerous women that the combo dark hair, light eyes is always a good one. So there you go.
Yeah, Perry's really fit, isn't
he? Those dreamy blue eyes.
Perry has the nicest eyes I've ever seen on a man. I've got lost in them before.
He does a very, very like. They're almost like a pale blue.
I've had a little plot, but I want to start calling him Daddy Lapis Lazuli. No.
Daddy Lazuli.
Daddy Lapis Lazuli. Daddy Lazuli. There you go.
Daddy Lazuli. That sounds like that's quite cool name.
It is. That's what we're going to call him from now on. Is Daddy Lazuli.
Sir Lazuli.
Sir Lazuli.
Sounds like a character from your D&D.
First of his name. I don't play D&D. I'm not a nerd.
Don't you? Oh, what are you doing all of today then?
Not D&D.
Now you're not going to get any girls, you loser.
My college mates are going to fucking listen to this. I'm going to go in the workshop and they're going to take turns giving me wedgies.
Yeah, they should, mate. If you playing D&D, you loser.
I'll be fucking forming a bit of trunking, doing my cable tray. Like, hey, D&D, give me the wedgie.
I probably would play in D&D if it had less numbers in it, because I'm dumb. So I'm out of this whole nerd business. You're in it.
Now the only thing that puts you off D&D is the fucking people that play it, mate. And it's the same deal with me. I can't stand them.
Autistic spangs, all of them. Why? Why is this has to happen?
Like, it's not mutually exclusive. It's not to say that if you play D&D, you're a speng. It's the other way around. What was I saying? Look, forget about what I was saying. It doesn't matter. All I'm saying is, not everyone, but pejoratively, the people that play D&D are losers.
It might just be like Roll20 and shit. But
that's a shame. But yeah, that could be the case, actually.
I think over the internet, it attracts a certain type of people who like to like RP over the internet, and they just sort of assume that's what D&D is.
I reckon
about.
that is.
So you get a bunch of persona weirdos just turning up saying like, "Oh, look at my tail. I'm a tiger person." And it's like, this, fuck off.
I reckon if you went to like a card store and just found a group that did it like in person, that it'd probably be pretty cool. But yeah, because it's over the internet, it's all like, for some reason, it really attracts political extremes, either really far right wing people or like further left than me. So
can you get any further left than you?
Apparently, yeah, because there are some people that say things that make me think, "Oh, you fucking liberal cuck."
If you got any further left wing, you'd be flying in circles.
I told you that when I was out labouring as an electrician, because I've never mentioned that before, but I'm a Sparky. I told you that there was a guy with dreadlocks. Do you remember this?
Oh yeah, get a job.
I was working away on my hands and knees, my lungs filled with plaster board because I was chasing out walls and putting in sockets, doing real man stuff. Despite the fact of how much of a lefty I am, the guy came in. I was gonna say homeowner, but his parents owned it. He was 25. He had dreadlocks. He stank of the devil's lettuce, the kush, the strawberry fuck knuckle, or whatever it is the kids are calling it, whatever colourful name that they come out with. And I just thought, oh, fucking get a real job, mate. And I felt
speaking of real jobs, I have
so
the easiest
ashamed.
job there is. I am a graphic designer. Hey, a real man job.
I mean, don't you just eat yogurt all day and get paid for it?
Yeah, I go to dairy farms and eat yogurt. And then I go to, I don't know, another meeting, and usually the yogurt is only very prevalent in the dairy farm one. But a lot of times just chatting about.
You're actually quite a bad person to be friends with. Do you know why?
Why is
Because
that?
I'm like too envious of you. Like I've always, as you know, sort of played as a graphics designer. I've always pretended to be one and fancied myself.
Well, I reckon you are one. You're a bit of a freelancer for fucking EIO.
I'm not allowed to talk about that. I was signing DAs, but yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah,
that is the one and only real job I've had. I used to call myself a freelance graphics designer like when I was like 16, 17, because I would go on YouTube. This isn't a joke. I type in Minecraft Let's Play and I'd sort them by date released, so I get all the recent ones, so I'd get all of the unknown people. I'd find kids that are 14 and 15. I'd say, look, I love your videos. Your Minecraft Let's Plays are hysterical. I'm in fits of laughter every time you mine a diamond. I cry and I shit. But the reason you're not getting the subscribers is because you've not got the bait. You've got to entice them. You've got to reel them in with some graphics design. I give them the sales pitch, and I genuinely earn a lot of money doing that. Like, if you're listening to this and you need a career and you don't like the idea of ever working a day in your life, just pirate Photoshop, look up some YouTube tutorials, get halfway decent with it, and just do that. You can earn a killing.
You're right, little fucking snake oil salesman there, mate.
Well, no, because like 60% of the stuff I did, I'd say was worth the money.
How much do you charge?
Well, I had, because again, I was so pretentious. I fancied myself like a professional, so I'd offer packages. I'd give them, I'd give them the light package, which is just
give me a sales pitch, right? I've just started my Minecraft YouTube channel. Not very good at Photoshop. Don't really know what I'm doing. This guy approaches me. Oh, I've seen, you're a big fan of mine, obviously. What kind of stuff can you do me?
Alright, so basically I start the sales pitch in the comment section, because then there's a power dynamic which appeals to them. If I'm talking to them one-to-one, then it sort of gets rid of that, but if I talk to them in the comment section as a fan, they're more likely to be attracted to me, because, I mean, the same applies to me. Like, my YouTube channel, Vinipocalypse, link will be in the description, grab a look at that. Whenever I get a comment, I inwardly flood, and I think, what a wonderful human being. I want to cuddle them and caress them and put them to my breast and make them feel nice. So I use that as an idea. So the comment would be something like this. It would be, hey, and I wouldn't say bud. I often say hey bud or hey pal, even to my closest friends, but I would make a point of learning their name. So I go hey and then get their name, just so it actually seems like I've watched the video. I really love your videos. I can't believe how underviewed you are. It's absolutely criminal. I really enjoy your videos. I particularly like the bit of this video, and then I would quote a bit in the video just to again make it seem like I've watched the video.
This is almost sociopathic levels.
I earned a lot of money. It was well worth it. And as I said, 60% of what I done.
It's not really left wing of you.
That's because this is when I was 16. I've told you before.
Oh, yeah,
when I was 16 and 17, I was extremely right wing. I thought Charles Murray had some good ideas. He was a role model of mine. And that wasn't a joke. I genuinely was really right wing. And I was, so yeah, I'd quote a bit of their video, and then I would say, but I think it's because your graphics design, it's not bad, because a lot of the time they do their own graphics design in like MS Paint. Now you don't want to diss it because they're proud of it, but you just want to imply that they could do better. And I'd say, look, here's my Skype, hit me up if you want some graphics design done. And I'd never mention the money. You'd never mention the money. That comes later. That comes after you've befriended them. So you get them in the Skype, and then after having done some research, you can probably get like an hour's worth of conversation just blowing smoke up their ass about their videos, and that appeals to any content creator. It doesn't matter who they are. And then you talk to them a bit about that, and then you like, right, what do you want? You do the graphics design, and then only midway through it do you mention that you'll need some monetary remuneration for your time, and 9 times out of 10 they'll be fine with it. And the 1 time out of 10 that they're not fine with it, you dislike all their videos.
You sent in a fucking drain.
I did do that once. I'm not joking. Like I did this exact thing about 3 dozen times, like 36 times. I got bumped off about half a dozen times, 6 times. 5 times I was fine with it, but 1 time this guy was really rude. Like, oh, expecting money? Like, of course I'm expecting money. I'm giving you a service. I'm using my time and some sort of discernible amount of talent, meager as it may be. And yeah, that was my sales pitch, mate. There you go. And then it was.
So, I'm talking about the packages. So what like say, how many packages were there?
There was the light package, which was a logo and a banner, and that'd be £9.99. And
that's pretty decent.
And that would be fine. There was the normal package, like just the standard, and that was a animated intro, banner, logo, and end cards and starting cards. Do you know what I mean by that? Yeah. And then there was the deluxe, the all-inclusive, and that was everything that was mentioned, but I'll also do all of their social media. So I'll do banners for their Twitch, for their Twitter, and all that. The standard was $14.99, and the all-inclusive was 30 quid.
Oof. Hikes up in price towards the end there.
Yeah, I know, but like...
What was the most popular?
Believe it or not, the all-inclusive. Yeah, wow. People just felt like because it was expensive they got more. They to be fair, they did get more, but there you go. I was very entrepreneurial. But if we teamed up, if we used my marketing skills and your graphic design skills, we could clean up, mate.
I reckon we could, yeah. So like, would they give you ideas of what they wanted, or would you just?
Oh, you know how shit clients are for graphics designers. Yeah, your clients will say, "I want Okay, can you jazz it up a bit? Can you can you give it a bit more pizzazz? Can you make it look a bit more professional? Just like meaningless buzzwords, like yeah, all right, mate, and then I'll put some more blue on it, and they'll be like, oh yeah, brilliant. Like, all right, well.
But so they had minimal input really.
I asked for it. I genuinely would try to squeeze as much out of them as I could. All I would ever get is color scheme. They'd be like, I quite like purple, I quite like red, and yeah, that was it. Color scheme. That's pretty much all.
How'd you get paid then? Like PayPal?
Yeah, PayPal. Sometimes they pay it.
I take it you get the money first and then you send them the shit.
Yes. If I trusted them, sometimes I'd send them watermarked versions. Because even if they did just use the watermarked versions, I wouldn't mind because it has my YouTube link on it, so it would have just been free promotion. So I would have been alright with that.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But that never happened. They always paid. I never got.
My little entrepreneur here.
Never got
I never did any of that. I just made shit memes.
Do you know why I stopped?
Why'd you stop?
Because Perry used your logo and not mine.
Instead of
Yeah,
yours.
that's true. That's why I stopped.
That I made him for his Gay Men channel.
Yeah, that's
That
pure.
was it. You threw in the towel.
That's Puri Plays. The link might be in the description if we remember that. I can't imagine we will remember that, but hopefully we will. If not, Perry, leave a
I don't
comment.
imagine this.
And we'll do that.
Yeah. I don't really. What, he probably uploaded. That's a dead channel.
Oh yeah, Puri Plays is very much a dead channel, but he has got some good stuff on there. So if you're into Kingdom Come Deliverance, he's got some of the most fucking. He's got the Rolls Royce of Kingdom Come Deliverance videos. Tell you that for free.
He does actually. To be fair, yeah, he has the best, sort of most informative.
He's got some
look at the game.
He's got some Kenshi videos. Kenshi is an absolutely amazing game. Really poorly optimized and poorly developed thus far, but it is so much fun. And check that out off your own back. To be honest, Kenshi, if you're a PC gamer, give it a little look because I want that to get some funding.
Played it.
Yeah.
Don't like my kind of game. It just looks a bit.
Alright, let's talk about some gay stuff, some like funny ha-has, because this has been a bit.
Funny ha-has?
It's been almost morbid talking about my marketing prowess.
Serious, mate. It's been a bit.
The last 10 minutes.
Yeah, games. Not video games. I like video games.
There you go. That should lower the tone sufficiently.
Yeah, make a lot of just barnyard noises. Sing a little song. What games have you been playing, mate? What game have you last played?
I've just been playing Mount & Blade Warband since I was born.
Yeah, you have played. How many hours you got?
Mount & Blade Warband. Let me actually check. I have clocked. So 1,200 hours.
Man, that's a lot of hours.
It is. Corey's got like 2,000 hours, and Gary's mod the fucking autist. Gary's mod.
Yeah. What is my most played? I take it that's your most played game then. You've probably put a lot of hours into DayZ, haven't you?
DayZ's got over 1,000. DayZ and Mount & Blade are really close. I'm quite ashamed of that because I'm aware DayZ's shit. You don't have to tell me. Like it's common knowledge the game's bad.
So it's almost in beta. After like 5
Honestly,
years.
it makes me really sad. It's a genuine point of contention for me thinking about DayZ. It just pisses me off every time I slow the development.
So look at my games. So my most played game is Grand Theft Auto 5 actually, 251 hours.
That surprises me. You never play that. I thought it would have been The Witcher. Surely.
Well, think about it. GTA 5. I mean, at least 100 of those hours is load time.
Yeah, that's true.
Then under that, it's obviously The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, 170 hours. Then it's DayZ as well, 104 hours. And then it's Fallout 4, would you believe, 86. Shit game. Armor 3, 61. Shadow Mordor, 60.
That's enough. That's enough. You're boring me. I can't.
I'm going
I'm going through my entire game.
I'm going through all 189 of my games. Then it's Hitman, Mad Max, Mount & Blade Warband, Gary's Mod, Dark Souls 3, Payday 2, Dying Light, H1Z1, Players on the Battlegrounds, Insurgency.